This June the 20th picks edition of the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to a $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at underdogfantasy.com. Promo code MLB SGPN. Welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Thursday, the 19th of June. We are here to handicap, as best we can, a full slate of action for Friday, June the 20th. Joining me for the first time in ages is Mr. Scott Reichel. Scott, you've been doing the roster. You've been keeping us apart. What have I done to upset you, Scott? Let's have it out here and now.
Truth is, it has nothing to do with you. It has to do with Dylan and Lonte not exactly feeling that comfortable reading the ads and everything. So I've been trying to divide it up between us so we can do the ad stuff.
So are we officially the senior partners then? Is that what's going on?
Pretty much. I feel like I've been trying to make it, I'd say, presentable for the ads, even though my ad reads are terrible the entire time. But I don't know. Maybe it just comes down to hosting. I just feel like we've been so accustomed to hosting that it makes sense that one of us do every show. That's why I split it up.
Yeah, that's true. I'll tell you what, it's such a treat when you go on someone else's show with Sean O'Ryan and you don't have to host.
Yeah.
It's really like a big load off your shoulder. You can watch the telly, you can look out the window, you can just nod and smile and do things like scratch your chin like you're listening when you're not listening. It's a completely different vibe. So there you go. Well, it's nice to see you, Scott. It's been a little while. We just had a little bit of football chat about the Club World Cup. Miami won tonight. Callum's in the chat. He's not impressed with Miami. I did not think for a second Miami were going to win tonight, but they did. And Lionel Messi scored a goal. So I'm sure all of America will be very excited. Lube joined us in the chat. Lube, how you doing? Eli is here. Michael's joined us and Skrills. So a nice solid start. If you are in the comments, say hello by all means. TVDBJ is out at the ball game live. He told us on Tuesday that he was going to the Brewers Cubs game, which I think has just finished literally seconds ago. Did the Cubs hang on?
Well, the Brewers were winning. They almost blew the entire game, but I believe they won in the end.
They
won 8-7.
Oh, literally, yeah. It's literally just finished, and the Brewers tried their best to blow a lead, but win 8-7. So well done, Trev. He sent me a photo which looked lush. Right, tonight we're going to do Friday's games. It is a bit of a funny one here because I think for the first time ever, this is the worst I can remember it. There's more games off the board than there are on the board. We've got that combination of the Thursday getaway day into Friday, but then a lot of pitching was in flux due to all the weather that was around yesterday. 3 games postponed yesterday. I think 2 of them spilled over into double headers today, which does mean that a lot of pitchers have been pushed back or haven't gone or gone early or gone late or something. But we will try our level best to give you a steer on the games that we can. Let me first point out that the college football team previews are back on the College Experience. Colby Danton, Moneyline Mac, previewing every FBS college football team, and you do not want to miss it. Even if you've got no idea what they're talking about, like me, it's incredibly entertaining. Really enjoy those two. So we will start. There's been loads of good days ball going on today. There's been some funny stories kicking around. We'll get to them team by team as we start tomorrow with the Friday matinee, which is always fun. At 2:20 Eastern, the Seattle Mariners at the Chicago Cubs. Immediately, I've got a pitching change from the game I handicapped, which isn't a great start. George Kirby going for the Seattle Mariners, and it is left-handed pitcher Matthew Boyd, who's going for the Cubs. Initially, I had Cade Horton going for the Cubbies tomorrow, but turns out it's not. No lines on this one. Like I say, we're seeing pitching changes really as we sit here and speak. George Kirby, he's finding his feet, George Kirby, which he was always going to. I think he had a late start of the season, and it wasn't a good start at all. But in his 3 June starts, he's pitched to a 3.18 ERA. All 3 of those games have gone under. Matthew Boyd he's pitching really well, actually. I'm pleased for him. He's quite an easy bloke to root for. Has been up and down over the time we've been doing this show. But 2.79 ERA so far this season in 14 games, which is a good effort. Under 117 with no issues with that at all. Really, really good at home. 2.25 ERA in those starts. Instinct was just an under. Obviously, we haven't seen the weather. We haven't seen the total. I liked both pitchers. Seattle's offense, never. I can't remember the last time you're really inspired. Seattle, they're not the 500 on the road. I wouldn't want to back them. Certainly didn't want to pick them against Cade Horton. But the presence of Matthew Boyd hasn't particularly inspired me anyway. I think Kirby can keep it locked down, and Boyd should go well. I've taken under, but not too much else on this one, Scott.
Yeah, I just like the Cubs in the matchup. I'm curious what the price is going to be. You mentioned Kirby's been fine lately. Not going any distance, though. He had one great start against the Angels where he struck out 14 guys in 7 innings. But besides that, it's 5 innings tops. So even if he does pitch decently, I don't know how long he's going to actually go. Boyd's been good. Cubs are great at home. Remember when Seattle was in first place in the division? Good times. They're 5.5 back now. Houston took over that division again. What else is new? So give me the Cubs in this one, assuming the price isn't too hefty. The lack of depth in the actual Kirby starts is concerning to me. And if he only goes 5, they might have to piece together a couple innings against that Cubs offense with the bullpen, which I'm not exactly thrilled by. So give me the Cubs in this game.
Just against lefties, the Mariners are absolutely fine as well. Slightly better against righties, so that's not a big problem. There's going to be a ton of these games, actually. It is worth mentioning bullpen usage and stuff because of the weird, like I say, the weather, the double headers today, pitches being moved around. So it will be worth having a look. What's happened today? Who's available tomorrow? Stuff like that. Next game on the board is a 6:40 Eastern first pitch between the Texas Rangers and the Pittsburgh Pirates. This is one of the games we can handicap fully. Jacob deGrom for the Rangers and Mike Burrows will go for the Pirates. Minus 200 Texas, plus 180 Pittsburgh, with a total, Scott, of 7.5.
Yeah, I'm just actually happy we have a game with lines, which is something that's going to be a bit rare for the show. I mean, the Rangers are so bad on the road, but deGrom is better than Burrows. Burrows actually been going okay, though, recently. Looking at his numbers, he has given up a total of 3 runs in his last 3 starts. So I actually don't mind a first 5 under in this game. I don't trust Pittsburgh's offense at all. That unit stinks. deGrom's been very good. Burrows has been fine. And Texas can't hit on the road. So give me the first 5 under.
Yes, Scott, that exactly was my pick. deGrom's just been brilliant. Love watching him. Really pleased for him. 2.19 ERA, 0.91 whip. Slightly worse on the road, but that should still be good enough. And Burrows, I've been expecting him to fall off a little bit, but he hasn't. Relatively short starts. Hence, I think this reason you're keeping it first 5 the same as me. 4-5 innings pitched, but plenty of strikeouts, a decent winning record. If you look at the batting metrics for these teams, they are just plastered in red. And not even like the pinky red. These are the dark red numbers, which are the terrible numbers. 3.6 versus 3.2 runs per game, a 229 versus a 224 batting average. Starting pitchers well on top here. Completely agree, Scott. First 5 under. 7:05 Eastern first pitch. The Detroit Tigers at the Tampa Bay Rays. Both teams are officially TBD. I've got Jack Flaherty taking on Shane Baz potentially. Scott, I don't know if you agree or disagree with that one. Jack Flaherty had a rare horror start last time out. Gave up 7 earned runs against the Reds. Had been very reliable before that. Shane Baz is going okay, and the Rays are rolling. No question about that. The Rays came back from 8-0 down last
Yeah.
night. The Orioles completely shit the bed
Didn't
in that game.
take long either. They were down 8 runs and they came back in like 3 innings. It was very, very fast.
Yeah.
But
5.36 ERA in this park in Sacramento for Shane Baz. That is the concern. And that tells me we can get this one to go over. I think with the names Flaherty and Baz, I don't think we'll see a huge total. Possibly an 8.5. But yeah, the Rays are rolling. Baz isn't very good at home. We'll see some runs in this one, Scott.
yeah, I can get behind the over 2, but I'll just go with Tampa in this matchup. I'm wondering if Detroit will blindly be favored because of their record, but Tampa's been the hottest team in the league for about a month, and they've been really good at home. They've just been winning. I don't really understand what happened. They were below 500, they were kind of hovering, and suddenly they just caught fire, and they've been on fire for a month. So give me Tampa in this game. I do think with them being at home, solid home record this season. Detroit's been good on the road as well, but I do think that Tampa might be a bit mispriced still in the market. Give me Tampa at home. They've been great for a month. Good enough for me.
Yeah, I agree, actually. I think they will be mispriced. What Tampa do is they wait till no one's looking and then they put a streak up. That's their favourite thing. They just wait until no one's paying any attention. And suddenly today, they were a game and a half back at the Yankees.
Yeah.
I know the Yankees have shit the bed lately. They managed to get one today, stop the rot. But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, if you'd asked the question 2 weeks ago, you maybe would have gone double digits back. And all of a sudden, they were 1.5 game back. Next up is the Baltimore Orioles at the New York Yankees, which is a 7:05 Eastern first pitch. Baltimore TBD. I believe it will be Tomoyuki Sugano. Confirmed for the Yankees is left-handed pitcher Max Fried. No lines on this one with Baltimore TBD. Scott, I mean, you can tell us a little bit about the Yankees. I saw you tweeting about Aaron Judge last week, and then I saw you tweeting about the Yankees being a little bit broken. And they lost to the Angels twice, managed to get one on the board. A little bit hairy in parts again today. Wasn't very convincing, but behind Fried, you've got to think they've got a good chance to back that up tomorrow, Scott.
The problem is, even if I do like the Yankees' chances, they're going to be so heavily priced, they're not worth the actual risk. So it's either Yankees run line or you're going with Baltimore because the Yankees might be laying $2 in this game because you have Fried on the mound, and I can't back this team. Yes, they won today. Anderson is so bad on the road. He got killed today. But the point is the Yankees have not been hitting well. The bottom of the lineup's been a mess. Volpe's been really bad, especially. Judge has been ice cold. They had a bunch of home runs today in a very hitters-friendly environment with the wind in Yankee Stadium this afternoon. So I'm not going to overreact that much to one good game. Baltimore, though, yes, they choked away an 8-run lead against Tampa. They've been doing decently in that series. They've been better over the last week or two. They're not good, but at least they've been winning some games. For the value alone, I think it's only on Baltimore because I can't lay this with the Yankees. I like the under in the game. I'll trust Fried to pitch well. I'll fade the Yankees offense. Might be a decent total of maybe 8.5. Think it's too high. One outlier Yankees good offensive performance is not going to sway me from backing the under trend. Give me the under in this game.
Even the runs they scored today, they were in sort of two little pockets. They didn't consistently hit throughout the game. I think they scored 4 runs in the second, two-run shots, and then they let the Angels back into it, and they got away slightly at the end. Like I say, it wasn't they were putting consecutive competitive at-bats together against Tyler Anderson, who you said does struggle on the road. The only thing that sways it is Fried has been so good. 9-2 record. A 1.45 ERA in Yankee Stadium. It's really hard to take that on as much as you don't want to take the Yankees. So I think the thing to do, Sugano looks to be progressing slightly. He was kind of holding Baltimore together single-handedly early in the season. His ERA is creeping up month on month. But he's been a lot better on the road. So we'll go with the first 5 under. I think Sugano can keep it tight long enough. And Freeze will shut them down. Or is more likely to shut them down than not. So, yeah, not a nice game to handicap that particularly. But, yeah, I'll go with the first 5 under. We will move on. Let me tell you first about the What a Prize at the Circa Ultimate Fantasy Football Giveaway. Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, giving away the ultimate fantasy football experience for a 12-person league to draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs for the stay. You get a limo ride from the airport, a $5,000 tab for stadium swim, and a hotel stay for you and your 11 league mates. Everyone can get a 15% off at all Circa properties with the promo code SGP15. Enter the Ultimate Fantasy Football Contest for free at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. And we're brought to you by mybookie.ag, your place to bet on every sport, including the NBA Finals and Stanley Cup. MyBookie accepts customers from a ton of locations. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% deposit match up to $1,000. T's and C's apply. MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN. On the basketball, Scott, for some reason, my algorithm seems determined to make me watch Caitlin Clark get shoved around every day. What's going on there? Why is she getting bullied? Or is it just Twitter making it up?
Well, there was an incident that happened about a day or two ago where there was a bit of an altercation. I don't really care either way. You can argue it's jealousy-based or just the fact that as the best player in the league or one of the best players in the league, there's always going to be a target on her back with all the hype that she has, etc. So you could argue jealousy or just trying to, rough up the best player, which you see all the time on the pitch in soccer, where you'll try to go for a player, you'll make a slide tackle, something like that. I think it's a mix of both, but I'm not reading too much into it. I don't really care.
Okay, I thought that wouldn't be as dramatic as Twitter wanted me to believe.
No.
It seemed really egregious. Okay. I was often singled out for rough treatment, Scott, due to my overall dynamism and skill on the ball. 707.
That's why you're a keeper in soccer, because they didn't trust you. You get a red card.
Yeah.
You get a red card 20 minutes in every single match. They had to switch
I was getting the shit kicked out of me the whole time.
Yeah.
7:07 Eastern is the Chicago White Sox at the Toronto Blue Jays. Davis Martin for the White Sox. Toronto TBD. I believe it will be Bowden. Francis going here. Davis Martin on the road has been poor lately. Very occasionally, I feel like backing him. This might be the rare occasion where I don't want the White Sox phase 5, because Martin on the road is a different proposition. Has a 4.62 road ERA. But Bowden Francis is really going through the ringer at the minute. I was high on him at the start of the season. I got tickets on him for the most strikeouts and all sorts of things. He's just lost it. He should get it back. He won't be the first pitcher to go through this kind of dip in form, but he can't get out of the third inning currently without giving up tons of everything. Tons of contact and tons of runs, loads of home runs he gives up. The Blue Jays have only won 4 of his 14 starts. So it does seem wise to just take Francis out of it and to take the Blue Jays win out of it, regardless of how much you want to fade Davis Martin. The thing to do here, the Blue Jays are much more reliable at home than they are anywhere else. I'll take a Blue Jays team total. They can get to Martin, and we can ignore Francis. I think is the best course of action, Scott.
Well, I think the last point you made is the point that I'll also agree with ignoring Francis, because he's not pitching in this game. He's on the IL. He's out for a couple weeks. So I don't know who's pitching for Toronto in this game, but all the stats you just mentioned, right out the window. You're not wrong. He's been really bad this year, but yeah, he's not pitching in this game. He hurt his shoulder, so he's going to be out.
Did he hurt his shoulder though, or is it his pride? Is he on the IL with injured pride?
It says right shoulder impingement, which may be that could be a separate phrase for pride. I'm not sure. I got to look up the synonyms on that, but
cool.
He's not been good either way. But whoever pitches in this game for Toronto, I'm going to be arguably happy about, because Francis has been that bad. So you could argue it's actually an upgrade, no matter who pitches for Toronto in this matchup. Thought about the over potentially in this game, because you mentioned Martin potentially struggling. I don't know what Toronto's going to do, but I'm not sold on their pitching options either. So I forgot who they used earlier in the year. They used Easton. Didn't they use Easton for a bit?
Toronto?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember. I know Eric Lauer's come back in, and he's kind of filled a little hole. He's been going okay.
Actually, I can't even say Easton's going to get called up because he's also injured. He's on the minor league injury list, so they can't call up Lucas again, who I thought maybe would get the start, but he's also injured. So, yeah, I don't know his pitching for Toronto, but give me the over in this game.
Fair enough. Next, 7:10 Eastern first pitch. This is a pitching change as well. Holy shit. Atlanta Braves at Miami Marlins. Atlanta, TBD. I thought it was Bryce Elder. Miami had confirmed, or I had handicapped, Yuri Perez for Miami. And I am now seeing Jansen Junk. So Elder versus Junk, Scott, no lines. I mean, give us a clue.
Yeah, so Junk has been mostly a long reliever, and with the injuries,
Yeah.
they've kind of had to find some purpose for him when it comes to starting occasionally. I think he's okay. I don't think he's great by any means. Perez hasn't pitched much this season. He's been okay too. Junk though has been quite good, or at least he was in his last outing. 5 2/3, 2 hits, no runs. He technically has not started a single game yet this season, so he was a long relief, I guess, opener for him in his last outing. Perez might start, so we'll see what happens here. But for this matchup, Atlanta's looked pretty good over the past few days, beating the Mets a couple of times. So we'll see how they look. But the Braves, we know, are much better at home than on the road. They're going to be laying a big number, and I don't want to lay it with Atlanta. So I guess it's Miami or pass, because laying this with Atlanta on the road is kind of like laying it with Texas on the road. I'd rather not do that, so just give me the home team getting a lot of plus money.
Yeah, you're right. You can't do it because they're going to be about minus 170 here. And they're 12 and 24 on the road. You can't make money taking prices like that. They have won a couple of games, but Atlanta currently inspire no strong feelings in me at all. Bryce Elder's up and down. He's really hard to pin down to what you expect from him. I don't want anything to do with Atlanta. Now, I did fancy Yuri Perez. My pick was going to be Miami. And Jansen Junk hasn't really put me off. I think the only thing with Miami at the minute is they've had quite a nice run of fixtures. They've had a nice schedule. They had the Rockies, they had the Pirates, they had the Nationals lately, who we'll get on to slightly in a minute. But they can only be twos in front of them as well. I agree with you. It's Miami or pass because I don't want to get involved with Atlanta at that price here. So we'll have a little pizza bet on Miami. Next up is we've got some lines on this one. It is a 7:15 Eastern first pitch between the Cincinnati Reds and the St. Louis Cardinals. Brady Singer for Cincinnati and Andrea Palante for the Cardinals, who are minus 137 at home. Cincinnati plus 110 and a total of 8.5. Brady Singer has been really steady lately. Similar stat lines in every start, which is helpful for us. 5 to 6 innings, 2 to 3 earned runs, 3 to 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. So we know what Singer's going to do tomorrow. Palante, actually very similar lines, barring one bad start at the Royals. But Palante is slightly worse at home. Singer is slightly worse on the road. And those are the extra 2 runs that we need to get over that 8.5. The extra runs that both of them give up, like I say, in their splits, will get us over 8.5 here. Quite a boring sort of matchup, but I did think we could get over 8.5, Scott.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I like the Cardinals in this matchup, though. Cincinnati's a team that has been very streaky all season. They'll win 5 in a row. They'll lose 5 in a row. They'll finish somewhere around 500, and that's kind of where they're headed. But they've been good lately. Got destroyed today. Martinez had nothing, and Minnesota torched him in the first 3 innings. That game was over quickly. Cardinals, though, were great at home. Talked about it all season. You mentioned Palante and Singer have been kind of similar so far this season. I'll back the really good home team. They're 22 and 14. Cincinnati's only 19 and 19 on the road. I think 135 is affordable, but maybe I'm also picking the Reds to regress again because every time they play well for a week, they're terrible the next week, and it kind of just balances back and forth. Give me the Cardinals at minus 135.
White Sox first 5 hit again today against the Cardinals. One of our system plays. Next up, 7:15 Eastern. between the New York Mets and the Philadelphia Phillies. Mets officially TBD. Tyler McGill, I believe, will go for the Mets. For Phillies, Zach Wheeler is confirmed. No lines yet on this one. Scott, Wheeler, tricky to take on at home.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Phillies. It's tough to know what the price, because we don't know who's pitching for the Mets in this game, but the Mets are 16 games over 500. They're one under on the road. They are really good in Citi Field and bad everywhere else. So I'm not interested in backing the Mets in this one. Phillies are a good home team, 24-13. Wheeler, we know, has been insane this season. 7-2, 2.76 ERA. Been very good lately. Had one bad outing against the Braves. Besides that, though, he's been consistently sharp. And the Mets, we'll see how they do in the game tonight, but it has been a really ugly series for them in Atlanta, which in hindsight makes sense because they're really bad on the road. But they've right now lost 5 straight, maybe 6 after tonight. So based on how they've been performing lately and the road numbers, no interest in the Mets. Give me the Phillies with Wheeler. I don't mind the -1.5 maybe, depending on price, but I like Wheeler in this game.
Yeah, I think you have to. I've took the Mets team total under, actually, just because I think Wheeler can lock them down. We saw the Mets shut out again. They are in a bit of a funk, absolutely. And they're just bang average on the road. Tyler McGill is kind of reliably average. It's 3.95 ERA, 1.36 whip. They are solid indicators of where he is. He doesn't vary very far. There's no gross splits, anything like that. But say average on the road, below average in the last 10. Wheeler's record speaks for itself. He's even better at home, and I think he can shut them down. So New York Mets team total under would be my play there. Underdog Pick'em going long for the NBA Finals with their extender bonus. Hop in game one, and the longer the series goes, the bigger the bonus. Sign up with our code MLB SGPN to claim a special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code MLB SGPN. And you've heard us talk about Rhythm before. They just dropped a game-changing feature called Power Trends, which are AI-detected patterns where Rhythm's model has consistently won and is a high ROI. Power Trends are updated daily and exclusive to Rhythm. No touts, no noise, just clean data-backed bets. Download the Rhythm app, check out Power Trends and start betting smarter. Get your 7-day free trial at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. 8:10 Eastern first pitch between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Minnesota Twins. Jacob Misiorowski will go for the Brewers. For the Twins, it will be Joe Ryan, who are -175, +138 the Brewers. Total, Scott, at 8. Myself and Lonte. Oh, in fact, this might have been my solo show the other day. I did a very, very rare solo show. And I'll tell you what, I did well. It might have been, I needed it, I think, just to break my little bad run. I've done all right this week. My solo show, 9-2, maybe, something like that. Did handicap Mr. Rowski on that one because that was the picture Trev was hoping to see when he went out to the Cubs game tonight. But lots of things have changed since then. And he's going to pitch on Friday, making his second start. Tons of upside. Did walk 4 batters on his debut, so we'll have to watch that. Joe Ryan has been very good, very steady. 2.93 ERA in a 0.9 whip. There was some runs early in the Twins game tonight and the Brewers games. Both bats were going. But I think we get a little bit of a pitching duel here. I look forward to watching Misiorowski when I can. Joe Ryan, sort of pick holes in. I mean, if you wanted me to pick a side here, I would have to pick the Brewers. I think Minnesota are too short. We do like getting a rookie pitcher before the books catch up to him. So +138 is a fair price. But I think we'll go with the first 5 under, Scott.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's a situation where Minnesota should be favored in the game. Milwaukee's not good on the road. But 175, that's too much. They won today.
Yeah.
Congratulations. They had lost 6 straight before that. So I'm not backing a team that's 1-6 in their last 7 laying 175. That's just not going to happen. If you want to go for Ryan in the first 5, maybe. But Milwaukee, I think, can hang in there. We saw them win today against Chicago in Wrigley. They can win road games, in theory. I think it's a massive price. I see Milwaukee available right now at like plus 140, plus 145. It feels like a very generous price. Yes, you could argue that the Twins should win this game. I'm tired of having faith in the Twins to do anything. So I'll go with Milwaukee at a pretty decent plus money price.
Fair enough. Team ride on the Brewers. Daniel Berry has joined us. Daniel, welcome along. Nice to have you. 8:40 Eastern first pitch. The Arizona Diamondbacks at the Colorado Rockies, where Zach Gallen takes the ball for the Snakes. Left-handed pitcher Austin Gomber for the Rockies. Plus 138 Colorado. Minus 175 the D-backs. Total Scott of 11. Rockies were the best team in baseball until about 90 minutes ago. And now they're shit again. What are you telling us?
They had the game in the bag too, and then Wood hit the walk off in extras.
Yeah,
they had it.
I know.
They were right there for the 4-game sweep. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. But either way, congrats to the Nationals for snapping their losing streak. I'm proud of you. You did not get swept at home by the Rockies. For this matchup, I mean, Gallen's been terrible the entire season. Gomber's made one start. He was really good. He went no distance at all. So I don't know if that actually means anything, but I mean, he was good for one outing. That counts. It was a road start, so we'll see how he does in course for this one. Over in this game. Like, I think Colorado can do some damage against Gallen. I think Gallen can do some damage. Or, I think the Arizona offense can do some damage against Gomber as well. Maybe Rockies team total over if you want to fade Gallen, but Arizona's been hitting. They scored 9 runs today. Good enough for me. Give me the over in the game.
See, I went the other way here, Scott, because Gallen is unbackable. And I started handicapping this the way you have. Gallen is unbackable currently, and I'm not backing the Diamondbacks outright here. But he's been really good. I mean, really, really good in Coors Field in his career. Like, weirdly good. Quite a large sample as well. 7 starts, 2.79 ERA, and 50 strikeouts, by the way, in 7 starts. What's that? 7.14 Ks per game. So a Gallen strikeout prop might get you in the queue to pick up some money. Austin Gomber, it is hard because you see the name and you kind of want to fade him. That's what we've done for years. But he did pitch all right, 5 scoreless against Atlanta. So I'm going to risk a little under here. I wanted to take Colorado on this little hot streak that they've been on. But Gallen scores numbers put me off. So I'm going to take an under 11. So we'll be on opposite sides of this one. Gallen will have to outperform what he's been doing recently. 9:38 Eastern first pitch. The Houston Astros at the LA Angels. Houston, TBD, I believe it will be Hunter Brown. The Angels throw a left-handed pitcher, Yusei Kikuchi. We have no lines on this one. This just looks like a dead under. Instinctively, and when you get into the numbers, Hunter Brown's been absolutely dealing. The Astros have been very good. 188 ERA with a 0.93 whip for Brown. But Kikuchi at home is rocking his 1.05 ERA in 5 starts. I didn't really want to fade in the Angels. They've been a lot more competitive lately. Bit of a travel spot, not ideal. They'll be on the plane now, though. They'll be all right. I think both pitchers have done enough to establish a little bit of trust. So I'm going to take a first 5 under. I just wanted to keep it to these 2 pitchers, going at it for a little while. It might be 1-1, and then someone can get away later on. But I'll take a first 5 under Astros Angels.
Yeah, I can get behind that. I think I would go with the Astros instead. I said before, Seattle was winning the division a while back. Now they're 5.5 back. It's just Houston just keeps winning. Houston has won, 7 of the last 8. They've been great. They scored 11 plus runs in 2 straight. I do think that they're in a good spot to keep it rolling here. The Angels did decently against the Yankees over the last few days. I don't think they really did anything. The Yankees just invented ways to lose games. They couldn't score for about 2 games. They had some opportunities that they blew yesterday as well. They were inventing ways to hand games over to the Angels. I don't think they actually did anything that was impressive the entire weekend. Or the last few days. So I don't think the Angels are any good. Give me Houston, who's been surging. I think it's going to be a good number for them. They've seen Kikuchi before. People forget he actually pitched for Houston last year. They have a scouting report on the guy. That counts for something. I'll go with the Astros in this game.
9:40 Eastern first pitch. The Kansas City Royals at the San Diego Padres. For the Royals, it will be Michael Lorenzen, who is confirmed. Padres TBD. I have got Nick Pivetta going for the Friars. No odds, Scott. Lorenzen v Pivetta.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Lorenzen guy. I'm not the biggest Pavetta guy either, so I'm kind of stuck in no man's land. But the one thing I do know, this Royals offense, really not good. Really, really not good. And San Diego, we know, has been a lot better at home than on the road this season. Pavetta, I think, should go fine. The question is, can the Royals do anything offensively in this game? Probably not, because they usually don't. So I'm on San Diego, but I guess I'm on the potentially the under. But Lorenzen does scare me because he does let a lot of base runners and on base, which can be problematic. So I like San Diego, but I'm curious what the line's going to be for this one. It might be a wait and see because I want to see how big of a favorite San Diego actually is, and I need that information before I make a pick.
That was exactly my angle, Scott. I wanted the Padres. Lorenzo's been a little bit better lately, but he hasn't faced much opposition, and his road numbers are a mess. 5.94 ERA. I've been struggling to get Pivetta right, but at home is the place to bet him. The Royals have won 2 in a row, but they're still not in great form, and the Padres are very good at home, 21-12. So yeah, this is a perfect spot to back San Diego. If you can get 150 on them, I'd be happy to take that. 10:05 Eastern first pitch. Cleveland Guardians at the Athletics. Tenor Bybee for Cleveland. The A's are TBD. Believe it to be Jeffrey Springs. Tenor Bybee, very steady Eddie. 3.36 ERA, 116 whip. But he is nearly 2.5 runs per game better at home. 3 and 4 on the road with a 4.84 ERA. And he's given up 11 home runs in 8 starts. So you might want to be looking at an Athletic for our dinger prop in a little while. Springs, fairly comfortable as well. 6 innings, 2 or 3 earned runs in most of his starts. But his splits are the key. 5.51 home ERA. It just smells like runs off both pitches. Cleveland hitting a little bit better lately. Had some nice wins on Cleveland this week at some good prices. I'll take an over, Scott.
Yeah, that's my entire handicap. I like the over in the game. You're looking at both pitchers allowing a combined 26 home runs, and it's in Sacramento where every ball is a home run, and the wind's blowing out in this game at double-digit miles per hour. This might be a very entertaining game. We've seen the A's give up 11-plus runs to Houston the last 2 days. We'll see how they do in the game tonight, but I don't trust either pitcher. Bybee's been fine, but he's allowed 14 home runs this year. So the home runs tend to be solo shots, but that's a lot of potential long balls, and that's going to be a problematic for the under in this matchup. I'm on the over. I see runs in this game.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential long balls, Scott. You're absolutely right. The penultimate game on the show is times this. I've lost my page. Cowboy time, 10:10 Eastern first pitch. The Washington Nationals at the LA Dodgers. 2 left-handed pitchers going in. Mackenzie Gore for Washington and Clayton Kershaw for the Dodgers. The Dodgers are $2 favourites here. Washington plus 160. Total is 8.5. Don't often recommend a $2 favourite, Scott, but this is like finding money in the street, isn't it?
It feels that way because, I mean, Gore's fine, but they have been terrible. They lost the home series to the Rockies. Why would I pick them to do anything in the series? So,
well, they lost. Did they lose 10 in a row before tonight?
I thought it was 11. I don't remember if it was 10 or 11,
yeah.
but it was bad.
And that was the Marlins, Pirates, and Rockies. It wasn't like it wasn't the Mets and the Padres and the Cubs or whatever. So I don't really care who's pitching for Washington. The manager tried his level best to. I think he was trying to get sacked or assumed he was getting sacked because he went a bit mental the other day and blamed the players for everything effectively. Whilst also, I think he was trying to protect the coaches, but he basically admitted the coaches did nothing. I just think he panicked in front of the cameras. his entire speech was reckless and a little bit stupid. Yeah, bit of a mess. Washington. Clayton Kershaw has a 2.16 June ERA. The correct score here is going to be the Dodgers 7, the Nationals 1. I actually had an alt run line written down because I thought there'd be $3 favourites. So we can just take a good old fashioned run line. But yeah, you could ladder this one up. I'll take the Dodgers, Scott.
Yeah, I'm with you. I have nothing else to add.
You all right? So I didn't know if you had any more to add.
No, I looked it
Final
up
game.
though. It was 11 straight for the Nationals, but
Yeah.
I do want to backtrack a second. You said 10-10 is Cowboy time? What does that mean?
Yes. I'm not 100% sure why. I'll be honest with you. It's just something. I'll try and find out. I think it's got something to do with a theme tune on a cowboy program, like a Western type thing. Me mum will know. I'll message me mum when we get off, and I'll. But I've always said, I must have said it on this show a gazillion times, and no one's ever picked me up on it. But 10:10 is cowboy time, and I'm not sure. It's like 2:30's like going to the dentist time. 10:10's cowboy time, and I'm not sure why. But I'll get back to you, Scott. I will. I'll clear up that. I don't know if that's a British saying, but the way you're looking at me now, I don't think it's anything that
See,
happens.
I would have imagined that like Cowboy time would have been high noon, because I feel like that's referenced all the time in movies. But 10-10, I didn't realize
Cowboy time.
I know Cowboys had errands to do at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Right, I've searched it. Cowboy time refers to the informal way of keeping time in some ranching and cowboy cultures, where events are often scheduled for 10:10. This timing reflects a practical approach to ensure that everyone is ready and gathered before the official start time.
Okay.
Okay, so it's actually quite it is something from your country, and it seems quite sensible. Actually, I just had in my head that I don't know why my mother would be aware of that, but my mother said it to me for 40 odd years. Like, so yeah, cowboy time will forever remain 10:10, Scott.
So in other words, it was set up because nobody knew what time it was, and they just said,
Yes,
you know what, we're gonna create extra leeway so people can actually show up. That's kind of what happened.
anyways,
Okay, cool.
and the Dodgers stick by it by teeing off every night at 10:10.
All right.
5 minutes after cowboy time, the Boston Red Sox will take on the San Francisco Giants. It is Hunter Dobbins for the Red Sox and Hayden Birdsong for the Giants. We've got some lines on this. We can finish with a winner. Plus 100 for the Red Sox, minus 125 the Giants. Total, Scott, 7.5.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Giants in this matchup. Birdsong's been better than Dobbins. You could argue that both pitchers have been fine so far, but the issue with Boston is they had one solid. Oh, they won a series and they ended up sweeping the Yankees. They won the first game against Seattle 2-0. But there is one common theme: this team can't score. They demoted Campbell, who has been terrible for months. They lost Devers because they traded him away. But the Red Sox have scored less than 5 runs in, what is that, 8 straight games? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight games with less than 5 runs. They can't score. So I'll go with the Giants in this game because they've been good at home, but I like the under because I don't trust either offense to do anything. So give me the under in this matchup and give me the Giants.
Yeah, I took the under. I wasn't brave enough to take the Giants behind Birdsong. Just they're on a little bit of a slump. The Giants recently lost 4 in a row, I think. And yeah, just not too sure. And I like Dobbins. Back-to-back starts against the Yankees were good. The Giants are 29 and 22 to the under against righties. So yeah, lack of runs on both. Yeah, it just felt fairly apparent to me. I like the 7.5. I like the extra half a run, and I'll take the under there. Justin has joined us. Justin Googled Cowboy time and got the same answer as me. So welcome along, Justin. Nice to have you in the live chat with us. Scott, we tried our best there to get through 15 games. I mean, there's not much to choose from. If you got a lock and a dog for us, you're going to steal my dog as well, you bastard. But anyway, go on. Let's see if you do it.
I'm going to do my best, but I got to figure out which one I want to go with here because thought about the Dodgers because the Nationals are a fake team. Yeah, you know what? I think I'll go with something that I don't know if we have an official line on it, but I still like it. Give me the first 5 under in that Rangers and Pirates game. It should be at 4. I got to find something. I would have given out a line that didn't exist and just told you I like this team to do this, but I don't have lines, so it's not worth my time. Give me the first 5 under in that Rangers game, though. They've been really bad on the road offensively. DeGrom's been very good. Both teams, though, can hit. And believe it or not, Burrow's been pretty good recently. So give me the under in the first 5 as my lock. For my dog, which option do I want to go with? Because for stealing, it's definitely going to be Milwaukee. But do I want to let you have Milwaukee or not?
Correct.
That's the question. Do I want to let you have Milwaukee? Do I feel generous today? Do I feel generous? You know,
Justin's egging you on to steal my pick, if that makes any difference.
yeah, that does help a little bit, but I
Thanks,
will point
Justin.
out, though, a line was actually just posted on Miami, if you wanted to go that way. Atlanta's only minus 144. They're actually not 170. They're only 144 for that matchup. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm just going to go with something a bit different because I'm feeling generous. I'll let you have a play. I'm going to go with the. Let me actually just see what the Dodgers run line is real quick because that actually, in theory, could be even money. Is that even money? Plus 105. Give me Dodgers minus 1.5. Plus 105.
Okay. So in a roundabout way, you did steal me because I was going to take the Dodgers run line.
But I think you were going
Is
to
my
take
lock.
them if I ended up not taking Milwaukee, so it worked itself out.
No, I was going to lock them up. That's how
Oh,
confident I was.
all right.
I will take the Brewers though. At plus 138.
I
Thank
tried
you
to do
very
you a
much
favor and I screwed you over anyway, so it's fine.
for leaving me that one.
All right.
There's no lines on this, but I'm going to lock up the Blue Jays team total. They're good at home, and I don't really want anything to do with Davis Martin on the road. So I think the Blue Jays can score a few runs. Scott, have you got a home run pick for us?
Yeah, so I am going to go back to that A's game against the Guardians because that could be a great same game parlay of 4 home runs if you pick the right guys because damn, both pitchers give up a ton. Yeah, do I want to fade Bieber or do I want to fade Springs? Let me just see Springs' last couple of starts for home runs. Yeah, he gives up basically one every single outing. Bibby has not been much better, but I want to just look up the numbers here because I like, of course, Jose Ramirez, but a lot of the home runs I feel like comes from the left side and Springs the lefty. So I might go for something a bit different here. Let me just quickly see what Santana's numbers are from the right side so far this season. He only has 1 home run from the right side, so that's a pass. Who the hell's in the Guardians lineup that I feel good about for this team? All right. You know what? I'll go for a guy who's been really, really bad this season, but he's known historically for being very good against lefties. Give me Lane Thomas. Because why not? You forgot he was still in the league. Give me Lane Thomas at a home run in this game against the A's.
Lane Thomas, going back about 12 months ago, was a
He's
bit of
been
a show
absolutely
favourite.
terrible, but he used to be very good against lefties. Good enough for me. I'll take a swing.
Well, I'm going to have to stay. I'll stay in the same game. But I'm going to go on the other side. Like I said, Tanner Bybee has given up 11 home runs in 8 starts. So, we've got to go with Brent Rooker, haven't we?
Yeah.
Little bit straight down the middle. Yeah, Brent Rooker. We don't have to be too clever. We'll take him to hit one out there tomorrow. Scott, well done. Wasn't the most ideal card for us to handicap, but we got it done. Is there anything you want to tell the people about before we let them go?
Not really. I know Adam will be back on the prop show tomorrow, so check out the prop show Friday morning, and then I'll be back on later the afternoon to get into the Saturday games. Besides that, though, nothing else to add. Fun show, even though we missed the lines on about 70% of the games.
Excellent. If you are in any way interested in the Premier League Gambling Podcast, we'll be starting in about 90 seconds over on the Premier League Gambling Podcast YouTube channel. We'll keep talking the FIFA Club World Cup amongst the Premier League opening day fixtures, etc. Good luck with all your baseball bets over the weekend. I reckon I'll be back next Monday night. We will see you all